The NBA and NHL playoffs got underway Saturday. Fever training camp gets underway today, and Felix Rosenqvist is on the pole at Long Beach. Welcome, Central Indiana sports fans, to my new daily podcast, the Central Indiana Sports 10-Minute Report, the hub of the Central Indiana Sports Report, and your daily 10-minute update tailored specifically for Central Indiana sports fans. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming up today, Sunday, April 19, 2026, scores and highlights from Saturday's NBA and NHL playoffs, and we'll look ahead to Sunday for both. Also, qualifying results from Long Beach. The Reds played their best and most complete game of the year and took over first place in the National League Central. Ball State Volleyball advances in the MIVA, and we look ahead to Sunday, including the Indy Ignite returning home to a sold-out Fishers Event Center to face the Dallas Pulse for the Women's Professional Volleyball MLV lead. Right after the 10-minute report, we'll hear from Ignite PA guy Aaron Pitman about the Ignite. Before we get to that, I want to explain a little more about this podcast. 10 minutes every day. I'm talking about whatever Central Indiana sports fans are talking about. Whether it's the Colts, Pacers, Fever, IU, Purdue, IndyCar, local colleges, local high schools, or as it seems mostly right now, national sports, since none of our teams are in season. Well, IndyCar is, and of course, Fever Camp gets underway today. More on that coming up. Here's what happened on Saturday, April 18, 2026. The NBA playoffs got started Saturday, and I watched all of it just for you. I told producer Susie Saturday morning that, hey, I just started this new podcast, and I have to watch basketball all day. My impressions coming out of day one is that the Knicks and Nuggets are contenders, and LeBron James is just really good at basketball. I think he's probably overrated in the scheme of NBA history, but he's unquestionably one of the top 5 passers of all time, and he was so good today. A couple other things. The NBA has to stop calling fouls when players dive into other players with their only intention of drawing a foul. It's hideous, and way too many good players do it. And Kevin Durant didn't bother showing up for Game 1 against the Lakers. Growing up, I just don't remember ever a star player missing a game randomly, and it just happens so much now. Of course, no Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves for the Lakers, but it didn't matter. LeBron James, 19 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds, and he was in complete control in LA's Game 1 107-98 win over Houston. Luke Kennard went 5 for 5 from behind the three-point line and led all scorers with 27 points. Game 2 is Tuesday at 10:30 on NBC. The Nuggets were 30 for 33 at the foul line and pulled away to beat the Timberwolves 116-105 in the other West Game 1. Jamal Murray scored 30 points and was 16 for 16 at the line. Another guy who jumps into defenders just to draw a foul. Nikola Jokic, 25 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, and honestly, it was a substandard game for him. Game 2 is 10:30 Monday on NBC. The Knicks look like serious contenders in the East. I hate the Knicks and I hate watching them, but they can definitely challenge Boston or Detroit in the East. They beat a pretty good Hawks team 113-102 behind 53 combined points from Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Brunson, of course, is the worst or second worst offender when it comes to intentionally drawing fouls. It's just not good basketball. I'm not counting out the Hawks in this series. They're just so athletic. Game 2 is Monday at 8 on NBC. And then easily the most boring series of Saturday, most boring Game 1 Saturday, Donovan Mitchell scored 32 in Cleveland's 126-113 win over Toronto. And Game 2 in that series is Monday at 7 on the NBC Sports Network. On Sunday, it's the Celtics and Sixers at 1 and the Thunder and Suns at 3:30 on ABC. Followed by the Pistons and Magic at 6:30 and Spurs Blazers at 9. Honestly, I'm going to be much less interested in Sunday's games than I were Saturday's. The three best series all got started on Saturday. We'll be talking NBA playoffs on this show and on the Central Indiana Sports Report Network throughout the summer. There were 3 NHL Game 1s Saturday as well. The Hurricanes began their quest for their first Stanley Cup in 20 years with a 2-0 win over Ottawa. The Wild dominated their Game 1 against the former Minnesota team, the Stars, 6-1, and the Flyers took Game 1 in Pittsburgh with a pair of third-period goals. Stanley Cup favorite Colorado opens its first-round series at 3 today against the Kings, followed by reigning East champion Montreal and Tampa against the Lightning in what should be a great series starting at 5:45 on TNT. On ESPN, Boston is in Buffalo at 7:30 and the Utah Mammoth against the Vegas Golden Knights, two franchises that didn't exist a decade ago. They closed the night at 10 o'clock. Felix Rosenqvist edged Pato O'Ward. Three-time reigning IndyCar champion Alex Palou and defending Long Beach champion Kyle Kirkwood for the pole position for Sunday evening's Grand Prix of Long Beach. It's the second ever IndyCar pole for Meyer Shank Racing. The other was Rosenqvist at Long Beach 2 years ago. It's Rosenqvist's 7th career pole position. It's a rare Sunday evening race tonight at Long Beach, the 43rd race at the historic racecourse. Alex Palou's going for his 3rd win in 4 races this year, and Kirkwood looks to not only defend his racing win at Long Beach from last year, but keep his series points lead, which is 2 points over Palou. They are easily the 2 betting favorites to win this evening. Palou at plus 150, Kirkwood plus 165. Will Power is next at 5-1. We'll have a full recap and reaction following the race late Sunday with our IndyCar guy, Elijah Poe, and probably others as well on the Central Indiana Sports Report Network. Please go subscribe. We can be found at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or YouTube. A cool note from Long Beach, former IndyCar star Robert Wickens, who was paralyzed from the waist down in a crash in 2022 in a race at Pocono, won the pole for the IMSA race at Long Beach using his hand control system. It was developed by Hyundai. Taylor Gray won his 2nd career NASCAR race Saturday night, taking the Kansas 300 by less than a second over Sheldon Creed. The New York Giants traded Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals for the 10th overall pick in Thursday's NFL Draft. We'll have lots of draft talk on this show and on the NFL Report with Mike Hutzel and Will Rutherford this week, leading up to Thursday's draft. Couple quick local news and notes, and a bit of a surprise. Locked on UConn is reporting that former Greenfield star Braylon Mullins will return to UConn for his sophomore year. Instead of entering the NBA draft, he was expected to be a lottery pick. Former Lawrence North star Azavier Robinson is committed to UCLA after playing last season at Butler. New Pal star tight end Mason Oglesby visited North Carolina on Saturday and shared a photo of him and Coach Belichick, and it said it was going to make his college choice much more difficult. And former IU star AJ Moye has been named the new girls basketball head coach at Jeffersonville. Of course, former Hoosier Sharon Wilkerson is the boys coach at Jeff. The Pirates blew a late lead in an 8-7 loss to Tampa. Otherwise, the National League Central would have gone unbeaten for the 3rd time in 4 days. The Reds played their most complete game of the year and won despite Andrew Abbott being far from at his best. Overcoming deficits all day and manufacturing runs late with, I just have to say it, the league's best bullpen. That's the reason they're 10-0 in games determined by 2 runs or less. Combined with the Pirates' loss, the Reds inherit the division lead with their best start in 20 years at 13-8. Carson Kelly's 3-run pinch hit home run lifted the Cubs to a 4-2 win over the Mets for their 4th straight win and the Mets' 10th straight loss. The Cardinals beat the Astros 7-5 and the Brewers beat the Marlins 5-2. They're both a half game back of the Reds. The Pirates are a game back and the Cubs are a game and a half behind. All 4 teams are at least 2 games over 500. We will talk about the National League Central and more stuff on the MLB report with Paul Tipton and Will Rutherford, either late Monday or early Tuesday this week. Matt Fitzpatrick continues to hold his lead at the RBC Heritage at Hilton Head. He went 3 under Saturday and has a 3-shot lead over world number 1 Scotty Scheffler with 18 holes left to play on Sunday. Fitzpatrick and Scheffler tee off at 150. Ball State's 7th-ranked men's volleyball team advanced in the MIVA tournament with a sweep of Northern Kentucky Saturday at Worthen. Patrick Rogers had 12 kills and 3 aces in the Cardinals' 25-18, 26-24, 25-15 victory. They are now 23-4 on the year and will face number 13 McKendree Wednesday in the semifinals. The championship is Saturday, and the Cardinals will host as long as they're in the tournament. Purdue baseball is having one of its best seasons in program history. The Boilermakers scored 6 times in the first and had a season-high 14 hits in a 12-7 win over Ohio State on Saturday. They're now 27-11 on the year, 14-6 in the Big Ten, trailing only UCLA and Nebraska in the standings. Purdue looks for a sweep in Columbus on Saturday. First pitch is at 1. IU softball beat Iowa twice Saturday, 2-1 and 9-7 in 10 innings, and will go for a sweep Sunday in Iowa City. The Hoosiers are now 34-11. Purdue won its 5th straight 4-3 at Rutgers thanks to 3 RBIs from Haley Painter. And former Frankton star Makena Alexander hit her 12th home run of the year in Butler's 9-1 win over Georgetown in D.C. And here's what's coming up Sunday, April 19, 2026. The Indiana Fever training camp gets underway at 11 a.m. at the field house for 16 players on the 2026 camp roster. Of course, one of those is Caitlin Clark, returning from groin, quad, and ankle injuries that kept her out of most of the 2025 season. Clark is expected to make her return to the Fever lineup on Saturday when the preseason gets underway against the Liberty. The Liberty are the betting favorites to win the 2026 title, with the Fever second. In the last week or so, Indiana has signed Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hall, Sophie Cunningham, and 2025 MVP finalist Kelsey Mitchell to contracts under the new labor agreement. Please join us for the Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garman on the Central Indiana Sports Report Network sometime Monday morning between 9 and 11. And at 5 o'clock Sunday, the Indy 11 are in Birmingham. The 11 are currently 2-1 and in 8th place in the USL East. Birmingham is 1-2. And at 6, the MLV leading Indy Ignite hosts the Dallas Pulse in a matchup of the Women Pro Volleyball League's top 2 teams. Indy and Dallas will be 2 of the 4 teams in the MLV Playoffs. The Fishers Event Center is sold out for the match, which can be seen on Vice TV, and follows a scrimmage between IU's and Purdue's women's volleyball teams. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. Please stay tuned for Indy Ignite PA guy, Aaron Pitman. All right, Aaron Pitman joining me now, PA guy for the Indy Ignite, and lost on Friday night, but man, what a second season in Indy for the Ignite.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 18-5 on the season. Yes, they did fall to Grand Rapids Friday night, 3-1. Won the first set, but if, for lack of a better term, the wheels fell off right after that. A lot of people, I think, don't realize, even though Grand Rapids is outside of the playoff picture right now, there's only 8 teams in Major League Volleyball currently. That means unless you're Columbus at this moment, everybody's still on the hunt for a playoff position. Indy is actually, because they're so far ahead, they are guaranteed either the 1 or 2 seed. But like I mentioned, even with Grand Rapids, they're sitting 6th in the league right now. They're in the thick of the playoff picture. If you're one of the top 112 volleyball players in the world, you're playing Major League Volleyball, and that means the gap between 1 to 8 is not very large. So they had the loss Friday night, but Grand Rapids rather is a formidable opponent, a very tough opponent, and you go on the road in this league, and it's just tough to play wherever you go. So I'm certain that the Ignite will bounce back Sunday here in Fishers, Indiana.
Well, and Sunday night, it's a big one. The two teams with by far the two best records in the league are the Indy Ignite and the Dallas Pulse. They get together on Sunday evening, which should be the match of the year so far.
Absolutely. We've already sold out Fishers Event Center for Sunday night's matchup. It's actually going to be a fun day if you're heading to Fishers Event Center. 2 p.m., we actually have the Indiana-Purdue spring volleyball match, which should be exciting. Big Ten rivals, obviously in state. That's going to be a lot of fun. Bring out all the Hoosiers and Boilers fans from around the state of Indiana. And then there's a college fan fest out on the plaza of Fishers Event Center at 4 p.m. And then at 6 p.m., it's the top two teams record-wise in Major League Volleyball. The Ignite sit 18-5, as I mentioned. Dallas is 18-6. Now, you're thinking, well, if Dallas wins this, all of a sudden we're tied. The one positive of all this is, let's say Dallas escape with a victory. The Ignite actually won the first 3 meetings of the year, meaning they will hold a 3-1 advantage, and that very important tiebreaker that would give them the higher seed if they do end with a tied record at the end of the year. But certainly we feel like the Ignite match up very well with Dallas. They have actually taken 9-1 in 3 meetings over the years. So the Ignites are very strong, and we feel that tomorrow this Fishers Event Center is going to be absolutely rocking. The fans are going to be raucous from the beginning, and we think that the Ignite have what it takes to pull this out and really lock down the number 1 seed heading toward the playoffs.
Let's talk a little bit about this team real fast, Aaron.
So this team is very, very deep. There's been many references over the course of the season that the Ignite could actually start 2 different starting lineups and probably still have a top 4 record. The Ignite have the outside hitters that returned from the prior year, Ajani Teeler and Lekator member Mena. Ajani actually plays the opposite side of the right side of the floor mostly, but again, very strong players. They were both all-stars last year. Ajani actually is a 2-time all-star now and is actually coming off a recent Major League Volleyball Player of the Week award. Kayla Lund, who's actually her first year with the Ignite, has been an exceptional outside hitter for this team as well. Very fun to watch. And then, of course, probably the person that has become a fan favorite in this city and state, if you're watching the Ignite, is Mia Tuininga. She is from Long Beach, California, played her college volleyball at USC. She has really come in and been a spark for this team, an exceptional leader, and just really, and for lack of a better term, a character out on the floor. She's a lot of fun. She has great dance moves that she's always throwing out there for the fans. She's high energy at all times and just a pleasure to have wearing the Ignite jersey. And then, of course, the libero for the Ignite. Second-year starter is Elena Scott. She is really doing everything out there defensively. Of just, you name it, she can do it. It seems that really no ball can get past her, which is absolutely been needed for this Ignite team with some of these high-powered offenses that you see around Major League Volleyball. But there's many others that I can name. Anna DeBeer has been a strong outside hitter for the team. And then, of course, the middles, Lydia Martin has been exceptional. She was named to the All-Star team. The Ignite actually suffered a recent injury. Blake Moeller, who actually played her collegiate volleyball at Purdue, went down with an injury a couple weeks ago. She actually had to have season-ending surgery. She was named to the MLV All-Star team as well, but didn't get to participate because of that injury. So, but still, this team is deep. They're fun. It's high-powered volleyball. I always call it controlled chaos, if you will. Everybody knows what their role is, but it's chaotic from the moment the ball is served, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. If you haven't been out there yet to Fishers Event Center, you've got 3 more opportunities to watch them. Highly recommend you get out. Tomorrow's obviously sold out, but Still opportunities to see them. And if you can't see them in person, you can always see them on TV as well. Make sure you check out IndyIgniteVB.com, find out where they'll be playing on TV.
Aaron, thanks so much. Appreciate it as always. Thanks so much to my friend Aaron Pitman, and thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow for the next 6 weeks or so. I'm going to continue releasing the Central Indiana Sports 10-minute report on weekday afternoons and on weekend mornings before starting in June. It'll probably be first thing every single morning. Well, not every single morning. I'll take some days off, but almost every single morning. Thanks so much. Please check out the Fever Report late Sunday or early Monday and our IndyCar recap from Long Beach. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.